Hello everyone, this is Siblings A and J. I'm Angela and I garden with my brother Jeffrey. Oh man, I've been out in the garden this evening. We had a rainstorm. Doesn't look like it got this part very wet, so I was going to check the green beans, and actually there's a lot of blooms on them, but there are no green beans. So I guess hopefully by Monday maybe we'll have some green beans. I picked some squash and zucchini and cucumbers. The squash, zucchini, and the cucumbers seem to be slowing down. A couple of the squash plants have actually dried up already. So we'll probably only get maybe a couple more weeks out of them, if the most. I see one lone green bean here. I'll go ahead and pick it. And I cut a few things of okra. I picked some green peppers. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, and I picked a few hot peppers. The corn is starting to come along in the front over there behind the apple tree. I think we're going to have some corn fairly soon, hopefully. This is the first time I've planted jalapenos, and they are really starting to come on. I wanted to make cowboy candy. There's another one. But I don't think I have quite enough for that. But I can make it and just do extra or other peppers. The squash and zucchini, there's one that died, are still producing, but they're starting to die back and dry up. We won't be getting much more out of these. They're still producing, but not as much as they were. We're starting to get tassels on the corn. Squirrel has been knocking off some of the nice, big, pretty apples. So I guess I'm gonna have to start picking before they start knocking them all off and getting all the apples. Looks like he has the little tiller out. The other week he had it out and the weeds were so established and sturdy, he had to get the heavy duty tiller out. looks really rich. I showed him a grapevine earlier. Just wondering where it came from. Head of cabbage. Two heads of cabbage. Let me cut them now. I'm gonna cut this head of cabbage. I didn't even see it. Got one here. Here's the other head. Well, it looks like we're gonna get, let's see, this would be 4. No, this would be 5 heads that we've got. I was thinking it was too wet, but I guess not. Working up the dirt around the squash and the zucchini. And like I said, we'll be pulling those up soon because they're drying up. And here is where he worked the tiller a few weeks ago, where we had 2 rows of onions. I'm gonna ask him how he learned how to work the tiller. I know he worked with my grandpa, or with our grandpa and daddy. I don't know if he worked with Uncle O.B. in the tiller or not. We've been working in the garden together, like I said, these past 10 years. We grew up working in the garden, having to help when Daddy had his garden, which was basically we had to pull weeds and throw rocks out of the garden. And I helped Mama in the house. I can remember we would go pick strawberries and we would sit down and shell the peas. Daddy had black-eyed peas. We would shuck corn together and I would clean it and Mama would cut it off the cob and freeze it. And we would eat off of that all year long. The strawberries, the corn, the okra, the squash, green beans. I'm going to make a video of Mama's squash casserole. Looks like he's getting ready. Oh, mosquito bit me. To fertilize the garden. He's tilled it up and now he's going to put down fertilizer with his battery backed up pump. He says it's so much easier than the other. What are you getting ready to do?
Huh?
What are you getting ready to do? You're going to fertilize everything?
Yep.
All right, I'll let him get to it. This is where he ran it. I love to see it when it's freshly tilled up. Thank you so much for tuning in to our channel. We really appreciate it. We'd like to thank everyone who's subscribed to our channel, who's liked, and who has shared it. You don't know how much that means to us. We're going to continue to bring you content in the garden, out of the garden, and me in the kitchen cooking some of the things that I get from the garden and other things as well. Things I learned from my mother and my grandmother. They were both really, really good cooks. And my brother's going to share with you things he learned in the garden from working with my grandfather, my Grandpa Charlie, my mother's dad, and from our dad, and from my uncle, my mother's brother. But once again, thank you so much for tuning into our channel. I'm Angela, and I work with my brother Jeffrey. We're siblings A and J Gardening. Be blessed.